outside input of how you're supposed to parent your kids. I'm a mom of boys. I remember reading books about raising strong young men and what the mom was supposed to be. And I felt horrible every single time I read a parenting book. I felt more and more like a piece of shit. And
Mhm.
it wasn't, and I realized at one point, I was like, this is like the Stepford parent, this is an, at least for me, an unreal expectation of myself, because this removes all of my humanity. This removes my past trauma, my experiences growing up, the programming that I am working on getting rid of. I am that person that includes all of that. I'm having my own life experience, trying to figure shit out as I go. And yet the books were stripping that away and
Mhm.
saying that basically you should already be healed. You should be in this place. Like, here's who you should be in order to raise these kids in these ways. And it really didn't allow me to be my own hot mess self based on the situations that I'd been in.
Right.
And so I started realizing more and more that those were actually also contributing to my lack of confidence and belief in, all the negative beliefs I had about myself. And that was another way that and of course all the unsolicited advice we get from friends and family and society.
Mhm.
I mean, that's a whole nother ball game. And
Mhm.
so I really learned to pick and choose what feels right to me. Intuitively, I knew that all of my kids were incredibly different and needed parenting in a different way. And that, you should be doing this with this kid doesn't work with that kid. And so as I would politely ignore that advice and rule, or not politely in some cases, but I was like, yeah, screw it. I'm going to raise this, like, I'm doing what I need to do with this kid because I knew he was different than the other two. And it just, the more I did that and the more I let those rules go and said, no, I'm doing what I know I need to do with this kid, the better and better our relationship got, the better parent I got, the more confidence I had in this. And it was really allowing myself to let go of those rules. And I was winging it, just like what you were saying. I
Mhm.
felt like I was winging it. And so much of me is like, what if we're supposed to? You
Mhm.
know? I mean, I did have a method to my madness. I wasn't, not everything was just like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, but it was by learning my kids.